Hi there. Welcome to the second session of Teacher to Teacher. Today we're going to be talking about communicating with students from a distance, which is especially important given the circumstances we're currently in. Of all the teachers I talked to in the last few weeks, the majority of them said that what they miss the most right now is student interaction. That is, talking to their students in person to see how they're doing, interacting with them, and basically establishing a bond with them. When it comes to the students, I asked some of my groups what it is they miss the most, and they said, first of all, socializing with their peers, but they also mentioned talking to their teachers face to face. What this all goes to show is that it's basically the social component of teaching and learning that we all enjoy the most. And it's only natural because humans are basically sociable creatures. Of course, real interaction, like in a face-to-face class, is difficult to reproduce online. But we need to bear in mind that right now our students really need us. So we have to find ways of reaching out to them to make sure that they see we're by their side, even if we're not physically at school. So in today's session, I'm going to give you 3 tips to make sure your students feel supported while we're all at home. Okay, so here goes tip number 1, which is keep in regular contact with your students. After a few weeks of teaching from home, you'll have seen that there's seemingly infinite ways of communicating online. I personally find email is the easiest way of getting in touch with students, and I'm actually amazed at how regularly they do check their emails nowadays, which they obviously didn't used to do. I usually use email to answer specific questions that students may have and that I don't find particularly relevant for the whole group. And I also use email to make personal recommendations to certain students. For example, I have this student called Judith who's really into lettering, and I came across this Instagram account related to lettering. So I sent her a short email recommending that she checked out this account, and she was obviously very happy to receive the email, and she started following this account and doing some lettering stuff, copying the designs that she saw there. So I find this is a really cool way of keeping touch with students on a one-to-one basis. And I also find, funnily enough, that some of my students are doing an accelerated course in email sending, and they're learning that the body of the email does not go where the subject box is. I'm sure you also have some students who are doing the same accelerated course, right? However, apart from email, I'm also using the stream feature in Classroom a lot. At my school, the platform we're mostly using right now is Google Classroom, and I found the stream feature is very useful to post short messages to keep in regular contact with students and encourage them to keep on practicing their English. I don't usually write very long text, but just short messages to check up on them, or I include jokes or memes or cool videos that I find for them to check out. For example, on St. Patrick's Day, I posted a couple of videos related to this celebration for the students to find out a bit more. And a couple of weeks ago, for my Bachillerato students, I posted Justin Trudeau's speech, Canada's Prime Minister's speech, because I found it very inspiring and very motivating. And it was really funny because it was in English and in French. So I jokingly said that their Français teacher would also be very happy about that. So apart from posting jokes and memes and videos, I usually post short questions to get students' feedback immediately. For example, I asked, so have you done any sport this week? Or how many TV shows have you watched this week? Something like that, just to get their feedback and just to see their reactions and for them to know that I'm still there, even if I'm not physically with them. Okay, so here goes tip number 2, which is make your messages more lively and engaging. It is undeniable that images speak louder than words, and that's why decorating your posts or your messages or your emails with an image makes them more appealing for students. Since lockdown started, I decided to liven up my messages by adding emojis, the little faces and symbols. And I find they work really well to convey the emotion that we usually transmit through the tone, the intonation in face-to-face interactions. I learned how to incorporate emojis onto all my messages and posts by using the shortcut Control, Command, Spacebar. This is the shortcut on Mac computers because I'm a Mac user. But if you're using a computer with Windows software, you basically have to hold down the Windows key, press for a while, and then press the period key or the semicolon key. And that's how you get your emojis incorporated really easily onto all your messages or emails, for example. Apart from emojis, a couple of weeks ago, a colleague showed me how to use Bitmoji. If you're not familiar with Bitmoji, they're basically avatars that you can personalize to make them look like yourself. And the cool thing about Bitmojis is that they come with messages as well, short messages like LOL or see you later or great job. So you can look for them through the keywords you would like your message to have. I'd actually never used Bitmoji, but since I downloaded the app on my phone and the extension on my Google Chrome browser, I have to admit I cannot do without them. Students find them really funny and they've given rise to a lot of discussions. And I even have a couple of students who downloaded the app themselves and have started incorporating Bitmoji in their posts in English, which is really funny, I think. If you're not familiar with Bitmoji, it's really easy. You just need to download the app on your phone, take a selfie, and then the app instantly suggests an image that best matches your face. You can then personalize that image and you can add glasses or earrings or change your clothing or your skin tone or your nose, your eyes. I mean, you can change it completely if you like to make it look like you. And once you're happy with it, you can just incorporate your Bitmojis in your WhatsApps or in your emails on your phone just by clicking on the one you like. And like I said, you can search for Bitmojis by keyword. So for example, if you'd like to say talk to you later and you type talk to, you'll definitely find a couple of Bitmojis with that message. And then you can choose the one you like best. If you would like to use Bitmoji on your computer, basically you just need to install the Google Chrome extension. And how do you do that? Basically, you go to the Bitmoji website, which is www.bitmoji.com, install the extension, and you're just a click away from being able to use your Bitmojis in your emails, in your presentations, or in any post that you put online. Okay, so last but not least, here's tip number 3, which is show your face. The interaction we get face-to-face is irreplaceable, but videos can really help. So if your students have a high-speed connection, you could try video calling them on Zoom or Google Meets. This is what I did with all my groups last week to wish them a happy Easter, and it worked really well. The students looked very happy to see me, and I was delighted to see them as well. It was funny because even shy students or students who are sometimes even rowdy in class were really willing to participate and share their ideas with their classmates about how they were doing. A simple idea that a colleague of mine suggested to start the third term is to record a video of yourself talking about your holidays, and the students can use that video as a model to record their own. I'm definitely going to implement this activity because I think students will really enjoy seeing their peers talking about their Easter break. And so it's a way for them to get a bit of this socialization that we were talking about in previous tips and that they really miss. However, if your students don't have a high-speed connection, this is really not a problem because what you could do instead of video calling them is record the message you would like to deliver to them and just send it to them, for example, by email or by posting it on Google Classroom or on Moodle. Students are definitely going to feel more engaged when they see your face and they hear your voice. To finish off, I just wanted to say, I think this is a really challenging time for everyone, and I'm sure that our students really appreciate all the extra efforts we're making to reach out to them. Anyway, these were today's tips, and I hope they were useful. I'd love to hear if they worked for you, and what you could do is send me a message on Twitter at Usoa Sol and let me know if you have any comments or any suggestions. Really looking forward to reading them. And well, that was it for today. See you next week for a new edition of Teacher to Teacher. Bye for now.